Good morning. This is the January 13th, 2026. This is the criminal arraignment calendar and the jail cases. I'm going to call the criminal arraignment calendar first. We'll go through those and then we'll go to the jail cases. First case on the calendar is Kamaria Shina Artis. Mr. Holden.
Judge, she's present on the Zoom call. I believe the state did just indicate to me that they're going to offer her PTD. So I need to go over that with Ms. Artis and determine whether she is interested in that. And then we'll have an announcement for the court, Your Honor.
All right. Do you need a break or are you just going to call her?
I think it's probably going to be more expedient for me to just call her.
Okay.
I do have her number as long as, hey, Ms. Artis, just keep your microphone muted while I call you, just to make sure our conversation's not being broadcast.
Okay.
Okay.
The next case on the calendar is Mario Cortez Clark.
Is there a Mario Clark in the courtroom?
Your Honor, I believe he's already wanted, but just for the record, state requests a bench warrant.
All right. Yeah, notice was returned. So bench warrant for Mario Clark. Next is Horatio Esquivel Horto.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning.
Robert Wiley for Mr. Esquivel Horto. I'm actually filling in for Jason Kessler. He was unable to be here today.
Okay.
And
Judge, yes,
he had filed a motion to recall the bench warrant. Mr. Esquivel Horto has voluntarily appeared today. And we're hoping that if I could conference with Ms. Bing, we should be able to go ahead and resolve his case this morning.
All right, so we'll do a bench warrant set aside and then you all can conference. Sounds good.
Thank you, Judge.
Kadarius Rashay Holcomb.
Judge, he is present. We are appointed on one of the cases. I'm not sure if he wants us to go ahead and be appointed on the other case, but I think we're going to, at least we're going to resolve our case. If you want to go ahead and appoint us on the other case, we should be able to get that.
Yeah, absent the his hiring another attorney, I'll go ahead and appoint.
Okay.
Your Honor, just so you know, I've already announced to him while he doesn't have an attorney that if he can just show me his insurance and tag, that this can be disposed of pretty quickly.
Okay.
So I can go down. If you do appoint him, then Mr. Lynch can just show me.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, he has one case. He might as well have them both. We can wrap them up together. Brenton Gerard Johnson.
Mr. Johnson's present in court, Judge.
Good morning.
Mr. Johnson, you're before the court for passing an emergency vehicle, distracted driving, and no insurance. You don't have an attorney listed. I could appoint one if you need one. Otherwise, if you want to speak directly to the state and represent yourself, you can do that.
I can have a court appointment.
I'm sorry, speak up.
I say I can have a court attorney.
Okay, no problem. You, Mr. Lynch or Ms. Tortorella will speak with you in court.
Okay.
No. I'm trying to figure out where we're going to speak.
Sterling Johnson.
Yes, ma'am, I'm here.
Your Honor, that's my client. We just need an offer from, I haven't checked my email yet, but we would need an offer from the state and I will discuss with my client. He does intend to plead today, but we need an offer.
Okay, so I have a conference for that. Mr. Johnson, if your attorney talks to you either by phone or by breakout room, please make sure that you mute your device until such time as y'all are in a private conversation. If they call you, please make sure you mute your device so we don't hear you, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Kanaya Kareen Mack.
Yes, Judge, I'm here.
All right. So Ms. Mack, you have 2 reckless conduct charges. You do not have an attorney. If you need one, I can appoint one. Otherwise, you can speak with the state. Can you turn your camera on for me?
Yes, Judge.
All right.
Yes, I need an attorney.
Okay. So I'll appoint from the law firm of Lister, Holt, and Dennis. Ms. Mack, you know how to use the chat function?
The chat box, yes, ma'am.
All right. So what I need you to do is go to new chat. You're going to click on that, and then you're going to choose courtroom 304.
Okay.
And then you're going to send them your first and last name, your email address, and your phone number. So first and last name, email address, phone number.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right. Jerry Moore Jr.
Judge, Mr. Moore is currently in federal custody. I had emailed with a representative over at the, I believe, the Bureau of Prisons, setting what I thought we had it set up for them to be logged on today. Judge, I just sent them an email, so that may be on me somewhat for not having confirmed this sooner. But we did confirm the date prior to this. So I don't know, I sent them an email.
Okay, did you have a contact with them? Because you know somebody has to be there at the prison to set up the video and all of that. Do you have a
Right,
contact?
I mean, yeah, I do, Judge, and I had an email where we spoke on the phone, and then I emailed him the date and the log on, but that we hadn't had a lot of or any communication since that last email. And so I don't believe I have a direct phone number. I just have an email address.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
It's already in bench warrant status, but
I mean, he's in federal prison, so I'm not gonna fault him for not appearing because that's totally outside his hands.
Oh,
So
Mr. Moore's in prison. We can no cross that.
all right. So thank you. So that case will be no prost.
thank you, Ms. Payne.
All right. Mr. Moore had 2 cases, so both of them are traffic offenses.
Yeah, that's fine. We can no cross them both.
All right. All right. Thank you. Vaughn Chesley Powell.
Judge, we didn't hear that last call.
Javon Chesley Powell. Powell.
Is there a Powell in the courtroom?
Jevon, Javon.
Javon Powell.
All right, no, that will be a bench warrant. Next is Brittany Danielle Waller.
President courtroom, she's coming up.
Good morning.
Good morning, Ms. Waller. You're before the court for speeding, 26 to 30 miles per hour over the limit, and reckless driving. Did you need to have an attorney appointed to you, or did you wish to represent yourself?
I'll represent myself.
How old are you?
31.
Okay, so you're over 21. All right, Ms. Bing, do you have a recommendation for Ms. Waller?
If she wants to plead today, she was speeding 95 and a 65, and she does have a NOLO available. But it would be 12 months probation, $500 and a defensive driving course, and then that probation will terminate upon completion. And then we'll null pros the reckless driving.
That's the standard. So she's gonna give you the opportunity, if you wish, to plead NOLO to the speeding. The NOLO would help you possibly avoid a super speeder with the Department of Driver Services. It would also help you avoid points on your license. You would do a defensive driving course or a driver improvement course through the Department of Driver Services. And the fine, the $500 fine, is $737.50 with the state ordered fees attached to it. So that would be the total. You would have 12 months to complete all of those, but as soon as you completed all of the special conditions, the course and payment of the fine, then your probation would end. Did you have any questions about what I just explained?
So you're pretty much saying, take a defensive driving course and pay the fine, and then no points will be.
Yeah, you have a NOLO available to you. And so if you have not used it in the last 5 years, generally that means that the Department of Driver Services will not assess points on your license. Because this would probably be a lot of points.
Okay, yes.
Did you wish to do that? All right, raise your right hand for me. Do you solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give in this matter will be true?
I do.
All right, you can put your hand down. So you're before the court on State of Georgia versus Brittany Danielle Waller, 2023 CR 02802 for speeding 26 to 30 miles per hour in count 1. Count 2, reckless driving. You're pleading a NOLO to count 1. Count 2 will be no prost. By entering a plea of NOLO, you give up the right to have a trial by jury or judge. You give up the right to have the state prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You give up the right to have the presumption of innocence in your favor. You give up the right to confront witnesses, subpoena witnesses, present testimony and evidence on your behalf, to not incriminate yourself. And if you are not a United States citizen, a plea of guilty or no contest could negatively impact your immigration status. Do you understand all of these things, Ms. Waller?
Yes.
All right, factual basis recommendation, please.
Yes, on January 20th, 2023, officers spotted Ms. Waller on 75 southbound at 285, paced her 2 cars, and estimated her at 95 to 99 miles an hour for nearly 2 miles, and then confirmed it with with his device. The state's recommendation is 12 months probation, $500 fine, defensive driving course and then probation can terminate upon completion.
All right. So, Ms. Waller, I'm going to sentence you to 12 months to probation to pay a fine in the amount of $500. As I said, with the surcharges, that total is going to be $737.50. You'll also do a driver improvement course. Now, this part is very important. Do not Google it. What I want you to do is to go to the website for the Georgia Department of Driver Services, where you get your driver's license. On that website, they have a pull-down menu that will have driver improvement courses that are available to you. Choose the one that is most convenient to you. Take that course. They give us a particular type of certificate of completion that the court will accept. So make sure that you take the one that is approved through the Department of Driver Services. Once you have paid the fines and fees and taken the course and submitted proof of that to probation, then your probation can terminate. Okay? The quickest way to get rearrested or to have issues with probation is to not report for probation. So you do have to report while you're on probation, but the sooner you get everything done, the quicker it will be. You understand?
Yes.
All right. All right, when you go through the double doors at the back of the courtroom, go out into the hallway, go to courtroom 305 to the right of us. When you go through the first set of double doors, you will see Miss James, who is our probation expert. She's going to help you get signed up for probation and answer any questions that you might have, okay?
Okay.
But just
All
before
right.
she goes, I just want to make a quick correction. The,
Uh-huh.
the speed was not confirmed by a secondary device, but he had paced her, and so
Okay,
was able to confirm it that way. So I just wanted to make that correction.
all right.
All right.
So Miss Waller, slow down for me. I know this was a while ago, so I would consider that you probably have slowed down. But you know, a lot of times we think we're the best drivers in the world, but we can't drive everybody else's car. And if somebody zigs when you zag, that's a catastrophic collision. You understand?
Yes.
All right, ma'am. All right, so go to the courtroom next door and get signed up for probation.
Okay.
Thank you. All right, so that is the calendar for arraignment. We have artist is being considered for PTI. Clark is a bench warrant. Esquivel Orto is the conference with Ms. Bing. Holcomb, those cases are being conferenced or determined by Mr. Lynch. He and his client are going to, I think, plea in those cases. Johnson is an appointment. That's Brendan Johnson. Sterling Johnson is a conference with Ms. Tortorello. She's waiting for, I guess, a recommendation. Mac is appointed. Moore is no pros times 2. Powell is a bench warrant, and Waller is a plea. In the jail cases,
Sterling Johnson, Miss Tortorello should have a recommendation that we sent already.
no, I think it wasn't for, was it for Sterling? Sterling Johnson. Okay, so she might have that already. She's, I don't think she's in the courtroom yet.
Okay.
Oh, there she is. Yeah, she may have that.
Can you give me the time and when it was sent? Because I only have the jail calendar, Rex.
Okay. Let me just send you it now then.
Thank you.
It's fine. I'm gonna head down to the courtroom to talk to the attorney on.
Okay, no problem.
Okay.
Miss Bing.
Yeah, I'm headed down. I'm headed down.
Right.
Hang on one second.
And I'm just signing some stuff and then I'll come back on and call the jail calendar.
Okay.
Yes, Ms. Tortorella?
I just wanted to ask Ms. Bing if she could just send the accusation and police report, but I'm assuming that she's bringing all her cases. So hopefully.
Yep, I'm bringing it all.
Your Honor, I do have an announcement on Kamara Artis. And Ms. Bing is in the courtroom. I already told her what it is.
Okay,
She does wish to accept the state's offer to do pretrial diversion. She's asking, and I think the state, if she could be on the March orientation date to give her time to get that fee together. And I think that may be the next available one anyway, but if not, if she could go on the March orientation date, we would appreciate it.
yeah, I believe that's the next available date. Ms. Val, can we set her for April for compliance? She'll get notice.
Thank you, Judge, and I'll follow up with her and get all the PTD
Okay.
information to her and the application filled out.
All right, Ms. Tortorella?
Yes, Your Honor. Can I be placed in a breakout room with Mr. Johnson, Sterling Johnson?
Okay,
Thank you, Your Honor.
you have your device, right?
Yes.
What was the last name of the defendant that we're setting on the April compliance calendar?
Artist, Miss Powell. This is the first case.
Thank you.
Got it.
All right, Mr. Sterling Johnson and Ms. Tortorella are in breakout room number 1.
Judge, I apologize. We may have missed that last directive.
I said Ms. Tortorella and Mr. Johnson are in breakout room number 1.
Okay, just making sure I didn't miss anything I needed. Judge, I have a couple announcements for you, starting with this attorney. What's your last name?
All right, I'm ready.
Hey, Judge. We have reached a resolution with Ms. Bing, and we are prepared to enter a plea when the court's ready.
I'm ready. Do we need an interpreter?
We do, and she is here, Judge.
Okay, I'm ready.
They're coming up, Judge.
Good morning.
Buenos días.
All right, sir, you are before the court on 2023 CR 01898.
01898.
Horacio Esquivel Orto
Esquivel Orto.
for no license, count 1,
Licencia en el cargo número 1
and no tag light, count 2.
y porque no tenía la luz en la placa.
Sir, what does your client plead to the offenses before the court?
Guilty, Judge.
Ante ese cargo en este tribunal culpable, su señoría.
Sir, by entering a plea of guilty to counts 1 and 2,
En el cargo 1 y 2,
you give up the right to have a trial by jury or judge.
de los miembros de un jurado o un juez.
You give up the right to have the state prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt.
Tenga que comprobar más allá de la duda razonable que usted lo hizo.
You give up the presumption of innocence in your favor.
Tenga que se presuma que usted es inocente.
You give up the right to present evidence and testimony,
Usted renunciando al derecho a poder presentar pruebas y
to not incriminate yourself.
a no autoincriminarse.
And if you are not a United States citizen, a plea of guilty or no contest could negatively impact your immigration status. Do you understand all of these things, sir?
Negativas con inmigración. ¿Entiende todo esto, señor? Sí. Yes.
All right. Factual basis recommendation, please.
If on August 12, 2022, officers observed the defendant on westbound Flint River Road with no tag light. When they pulled him over, he presented only an ID from Mexico. He did not have a valid driver's license. The state is recommending on count 1. Oh, I'm going too fast, aren't I?
Voy muy rápido.
Yes.
Sí.
So sorry. Do you need me to repeat anything?
The interpreter only needs the date because when you started, your voice went down and I could not hear the date of the incident.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. August 12th, 2022.
Agosto del 2022 fue cuando lo detuvieron en la patrulla.
Okay.
That's fine. Everything
Okay.
else I got. Thank you.
The state is recommending
La fiscalía está recomendando
12 months to serve 1 day,
para que pase un día preso,
credit for time served.
pero ya se le va a dar, en lugar de esto, el crédito del tiempo que ya pasó preso.
And a $500 suspended fine.
De multa suspendida.
Balance will suspend.
Esto se suspende.
For count 2,
El cargo número 2
that's dismissed.
se le retiró, se le desestimó.
All right. All right. So Mr. Esquivel Orto, on count 1, it's 12 months to serve 1 day, credit for time served.
Esto se le va a dar
Balance will be suspended as long as there's no new violations of the laws of the state of Georgia. $500 fine will be suspended,
$500 de multa va a ser suspendida.
and count 2 will be no prost.
Dos, no lo van a procesar.
And you're free to go at this time, sir. Thank you. If you posted a bond, let me check because I don't see. You have a bond that's in your name. If you go to the sheriff's office,
Al departamento de sheriff,
because your case has been concluded, there may be money that will be refunded to you because of the cash bond.
que pagó para pagar la fianza efectiva que pagó.
Okay. They should be able to pull it up in their computers.
Ellos en la computadora pueden ver el caso que ella concluyó.
But if you want paperwork, you can go down to the second floor of this building.
El segundo piso, al
When you
piso.
come through the
I'm
double
sorry,
door,
which building, Your Honor?
this building, our building.
En este edificio, en el piso número 2, puede ir también ahí,
And when you come through the double doors, go to your left.
por la doble puerta, se da vuelta a la izquierda.
You're looking for the traffic court window.
Se busca la ventanilla que dice.
They can give you the paperwork to take over to the jail
Los papeles para que pueda llegar a la cárcel,
to get refund of your bond.
para que le den el reembolso por la fianza que pagó. Yes.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Gracias, señor. Thank you.
Judge, and
Judge.
obviously that will take care of the bench warrant as well,
Yes,
correct?
Yeah, the bench warrant, and that should take care of the bench warrant, but if it's still outstanding, we'll do a bench warrant set aside.
Todavía está pendiente.
He will need the bench warrant set aside.
Okay, can somebody send me a bench warrant set aside? I'll sign it today.
Judge,
Yes,
the court reporter need the attorney's name and the interpreter's name for the record.
I'm sorry, could y'all, because we didn't get, it's kind of hard to hear. What's your name, sir?
Judge, my name is Robert Smiley, spelled S-M-Y-L-Y.
Oh yeah, I'm glad you spelled that. It was gonna be all kinds of wrong. All right, yes, ma'am.
My name is Claudia, that's C-L-A-U-D-I-A, Mendez, M-E-N-D-E-Z, Porter, P-O-R-T-E-R, no hyphen.
All right, so Ms. Mendez Porter and Mr. Smiley. All right, thank you all.
Gracias.
Thank you, Judge. Good seeing you again.
Good-
Thank you,
Good
Ms.
seeing
Bates.
you.
Thank you, Your Honor. May the interpreter be excused, Your Honor?
Yes, I don't know if there's anybody on the jail calendar. Let me look really quick.
Okay, thank you. Oh,
All right, I think we're good.
thank you, Your Honor.
All right, so I have Artist is doing PTI, Clark is a bench warrant, Escobar Orto is a plea, Holcomb,
Those are actually gonna both be no pros, Your Honor.
all right, Holcomb, no pros ×2, Johnson B, Brendan, I think.
Mr. Lynch?
Judge, that's gonna be a negotiated plea.
All right. Then Sterling Johnson,
That's a negotiated plea, Your Honor.
all right, and then Mac,
I have not had a chance to conference with her. She's here online.
okay, she asked for an appointment.
Yeah,
Oh.
we would need to talk to her, Your Honor.
All right, and then Powell is a bench warrant and Waller is a plea. Okay, are we ready on Johnson and Johnson?
Johnson and Johnson. Which one, Your Honor?
Whoever's ready first. I know Mr. Sterling is on video. I think Brendan Johnson's in the courtroom.
What you gonna do?
We could do Sterling, Your Honor.
All right, so 1 second. Sterling Johnson.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so I'm gonna send you a prompt to turn your video on. There you are, sir. The window is shining the light behind you and I can't see you. Can you move around a little bit?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Let me
All right.
1 second.
Yeah, just, or you can even close the blinds. It's just that it's shining so bright, I can't, there you are.
Yes, ma'am.
All righty. Thank you so much. Raise your right hand for me.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give in this matter will be true?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so you're before the court on State of Georgia versus Sterling Johnson. Sterling N. Johnson. Mr. Johnson, you're before the court on 2023 CR 02199 for battery family violence count 1, battery count 2, simple battery family violence count 3, simple battery count 4, and cruelty to children count 5. He was also on a bond forfeiture calendar, so we may need to do a bench warrant set aside at some point. So Ms. Tortorella, what does your client plead to the offenses before the court?
Your Honor, my client's going to be pleading guilty under the First Offender Act for battery family violence, count 1. Counts 2, 3, and 4 will merge into count 1, and then count 5, cruelty to children in the 3rd degree, guilty under the First Offender Act.
All right. So by entering a plea of guilty to count 1 and count 5 under the First Offender Act, Mr. Johnson, you give up the right to have a trial by jury or judge. You give up the right to have the state prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You give up the right to have the presumption of innocence in your favor. You give up the right to confront witnesses, subpoena witnesses, present testimony and evidence on your behalf, to not incriminate yourself. And if you are not a United States citizen, a plea of guilty or no contest could negatively impact your immigration status. Do you understand all of these things, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And your attorney has gone over with you all of the pros and cons of taking a first offender plea?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. All right. Factual basis recommendation, please.
Yes, on December 26, 2022, officers responded to a domestic disturbance. Upon investigation, they found that Mr. Sterling had bitten Skylar Beeson on her back and finger. She had visible bite marks and injuries on her, and they had been involved in a physical altercation when that happened. That also occurred in front of a juvenile, Serenity Beeson, born in 2022. And Miss Beeson and Mr. Johnson had lived together for at least a month or two at the time. So the state's recommendation is for count 1, battery family violence, 12 months probation, $300 fine, family violence intervention program, 40 hours of community service, no contact with the victim. I would also say, I'm not sure if he still lives at 845 Bryan Lane.
No, ma'am.
You do not. Okay. I'm not sure if she does either, but we'll just say to stay away from that as well. Counts 2, 3, and 4 will merge. Count 5 is 12 months probation that can be served concurrently.
All right, Ms. Tortorella.
Yes, Your Honor. Just that if the balance can suspend upon him completing all the requirements of probation.
Yes, I don't have any objection to that.
Why?
Are you asking me or are you asking Ms. Tortorella?
Yeah, either one of y'all. Why?
Your Honor, this is, he doesn't have anything, to my understanding, in his criminal record. He wants to move on from this. He wants to get this dismissed from his record as soon as possible and then have it sealed. He has a lot of aspirations and things he wants to do with his future. So it's just in the best interest of my client if we can, once he completes every requirement, that he can, that the balance can be suspended. Of course,
is Miss Beeson's child purported to be his child?
It's not my understanding that they share a child together. Is that correct, Mr. Johnson?
Yes, we do not.
Okay. All right. So I'll accept your plea to count 1 and count 5 of guilty under the First Offender Act, 12 months to serve on probation, a fine in the amount of $300, which is going to be $444 with the total with the surcharges. Family Violence Intervention Program, that's a 24-week course. If you miss any of the dates or miss, I think 3, they'll make you start all over. It takes too long to do the course for you to start over. So please be diligent about getting that done, starting on time and finishing on time. 40 hours of community service. You're to have no contact with Skylar Beeson, and you're not to go back to the incident location. Count 5 will be 12 months probation to run concurrent with count 1. Counts 2, 3, and 4 will merge with count 1. All right. I'm going to put you in a breakout room with our probation expert. She's going to explain everything that you need to know about probation, and she's going to get you signed up. Please ask any questions that you might have from Ms. James about your particular situation that would affect your ability to be successful on probation. And remember that the quickest way to mess up on probation is to miss your probation reports. So if you fail to go to your probation reports, an arrest warrant will issue, and then you'll be back before me, and that'll jeopardize your first offender statute. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So I'm going to put you in a breakout room with Ms. James. As soon as I find.
Excuse me, Miss Bing.
Yes.
What municipality is the Bryan Lane?
I'm sorry, it's in Forest Park.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
All right, Mr. Johnson, you'll see the prompt to go into a breakout room with Ms. James. You don't have to come back to the main room. Once you're finished speaking with her, you can go ahead and get started.
Okay, thank you so much, Ms. Hayward.
All right, take care, sir.
You do the same.
Oh, and it does, Miss Wright, it can suspend upon completion.
Got it. Thank you.
If it makes you feel any better, he has 0 criminal history. I have every confidence he'll be fine.
All righty, thank you. I got it.
Thank you guys so much.
All right, take care, Mr. Johnson.
All right, bye-bye.
All right.
Your Honor, thank you, Ms. Bings.
I think that's, well, no, we have Mr. Brendan Johnson, and I think that will conclude the arraignment calendar.
Oh, Miss Mack.
Yeah, Mac. That's right, Brendan and Mac.
Judge, if you could please.
I need the accusation police report and
So I think we're still waiting for the accusation police report and recommendation for Ms. Mack.
Okay. All right, so Mr. Brendan Johnson, raise your right hand for me, sir. You solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give in this matter will be true.
Yes.
All right, you can put your hand down. You're before the court 2023 CR 02805. Brenton Gerard Johnson, passing an emergency vehicle, count 1, distracted driving, count 2, no insurance, count 3. Mr. Lynch, what does your client plead to the offenses before the court?
Judge, we're going to plead nolo to count 1. Counts 2 and 3 will be null pros pursuant to my understanding of our agreement.
All right. By entering a plea of nolo to count 1, you give up the right to have a trial by jury or judge. You give up the right to have the state prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You give up the right to have the presumption of innocence in your favor. You give up the right to confront witnesses, subpoena witnesses, present testimony and evidence on your behalf, to not incriminate yourself. And if you're not a United States citizen, a plea of guilty or no contest could negatively impact your immigration status. Do you understand all of these things, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, factual basis recommendation, please.
We don't mind stipulating. He acknowledges.
We can stipulate. What's the recommendation?
On count 1, it's just a $100 fine. Count 2 is null pros. Count 3 is null pros.
All right, so Mr. Johnson, the fine is $100. It'll be $151.50 total with the state ordered surcharges. Do you wish to pay that today or have additional time?
Judge, he's asking if the court would allow him 60 days. He's getting paid in a week or so, but he wants to make sure he's able to get everything together, if the honor would grant him that.
All right, I'll give you 60 days in which to pay. So I'm going to ask you to go downstairs to the second floor. When you come through the double doors into the hallway, you're going to go to your left to the traffic court window. You'll get your information sheet with all your sentencing sheet with all of the information on it. Please, please do not miss the deadline, because if you miss the deadline and fail to pay, and usually it's because people forget, put a reminder in your phone. If you fail to pay, an arrest warrant could eventually be entered against you, okay? So you don't want to get arrested for $150. Well, it's $153, I think. but you don't want to get arrested for that, okay? All right, so go downstairs, get your paperwork from the second floor, then make sure you come back in and pay it at that window on the second floor, or you can ask them about how to pay online or by phone, okay? All right, thank you. All right, so the last case on arraignment is Mac, and then I want to go ahead and call the jail calendar.
Just to attorneys Lynch and Tortorello, though the MAC documents, Lauren just sent you them.
Okay. All right. All right. On the jail calendar, first case on the calendar is Marcus Armani Curry.
Your Honor, that's a negotiated plea.
That'll be
Okay.
negotiated, please.
And we will need
Got
to
you. Next is Isaiah Eugene Denson.
That's a negotiated plea, Your Honor.
All right. Next is Chandra Jasmine Gooch. Oh, Miss Gooch is back.
I'm just waiting on word from the state to see Miss Bing to see if I would need to still conference, I guess, with her.
All right. Next is Whitney Jeray Harris.
Judge, I think that's the one inmate we still need to speak to.
Okay.
Do we have documents?
Yeah, we just need to.
Then Jakima Rolanda Letsum.
Yes, Your Honor. For this one, we're stipulating to the facts and accepting probation's recommendation.
And Nathan Leba.
Judge, that's negotiated plea today.
Hakeem Aman Mathis.
Yes, Your Honor. For that one, we're stipulating to the facts, but we're moving forward non-negotiated.
Walsh, Joseph Chartrand Walsh.
Judge, I believe we're going to get that resolved today. I do need to speak to Ms. Bing. The issue is that he's got another case in magistrate court where he's got a first appearance tomorrow. So I don't think there's any way, I would imagine there's no way we can get that before the state court today. You know, I know he wants to resolve his case, but I guess if I could just conference a little further and see whether we need to continue it to get it resolved together, or if we just go ahead and resolve this. I think Ms. Bing, I did ask you for a clarification if you get a chance to send me that on the current case.
All right, and the last case is Dontarius Williams.
Yes, Your Honor. That's a motion to withdraw his plea, so we would need to be heard on that.
Okay. All right, let's take the pleas.
All right. Can you get Mr. Marcus Curry, please?
All right, Mr. Curry, raise your right hand for me. Is this Mr. Curry?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Do you solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give in this matter will be true?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can put your hand down, sir. You're before the court on State of Georgia versus Marcus Armani Curry, 2026 CR 00175 for criminal trespass. What does your client plead to the offense before the court, Ms. Tortorello?
Nolo, Your Honor.
By entering a plea of nolo, you give up the right to have a trial by jury or judge. You give up the right to have the state prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You give up the right to have the presumption of innocence in your favor. You give up the right to confront witnesses, subpoena witnesses, present testimony and evidence on your behalf, to not incriminate yourself. And if you're not a United States citizen, a plea of guilty or no contest could negatively impact your immigration status. You understand all of these things?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. That's your basis recommendation, please.
On January 5th, 2026, officers on patrol at the MARTA station observed Mr. Curry on the train. He has a permanent ban. He has been permanently banned since 2023. And so that's why he was charged with criminal trespass. Recommendation is 12 months to serve 7 days, credit for time served. He already has some other issues in another county, so just.
All right. So, Mr. Curry, I'll accept your plea of nolo. I'll sentence you to 12 months to serve 7 days, credit for time served. Balance will be suspended as long as you have no new violations of the laws of the state of Georgia. All right, you can go back with the sheriff's office. Mr. Curry?
And
Mr. Curry.
She's dressed.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so listen. 2026 is a new year and you already started it off wrong. Let's try and start being more intentional about what we're doing in our life so that we don't end up in a jail, okay?
Yes, ma'am. I was just on the train. I was trying to look for me a job. That's all I was doing.
I got you, sir, but if you know you're not supposed to be on MARTA, don't go on MARTA. Sometimes you might have to catch a ride or walk or find a job near where you live, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Take care. Thank you.
And Your Honor, just to verify, I didn't see holds against him. Ms. Bing, do you see any holds against him on your end? Because I didn't see any holds in the Clayton County system.
I don't know about holds, but I know that he's on probation in another county. Yeah.
Mr. Curry,
Yes,
do your
ma'am.
probation, okay?
All right, yeah, ma'am.
All right. Take care, sir.
So I'm doing that today.
Today,
Okay.
All right. Mr. Denson.
But no hold.
no. Mr. Denson.
Mhm. All right, raise your right hand for me, sir. Do you solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give in this matter will be true?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can put your hand down. You're before the court on State of Georgia versus Isaiah Eugene Denson, 2026 CR 00177 for battery family violence, count 1, battery, count 2, simple battery family violence, count 3, simple battery, count 4, obstruction, I'm sorry, obstruction of a law enforcement officer, count 5, and marijuana 1 ounce or less, count 6. Ms. Tortorella, what is your client plead to the offenses before the court?
Your Honor, for battery family violence, that will be a guilty plea, count 1. Counts 2, 3, and 4 will merge into count 1. Count 5, that will be a no-low plea, Your Honor, for obstruction. And count 6, my understanding, possession of marijuana less than an ounce will be dismissed.
All right. So, Mr. Denson, by entering a plea of guilty to count 1, counts 2, 3, and 4 will merge into count 1. Count 5 will be a no-low plea, and count 6 will be no pros. You give up the right to have a trial by jury or judge. You give up the right to have the state prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You give up the right to have the presumption of innocence in your favor. You give up the right to confront witnesses, subpoena witnesses, present testimony and evidence on your behalf, to not incriminate yourself. And if you're not a United States citizen, a plea of guilty or no contest could negatively impact your immigration status. Do you understand all of these things?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, factual basis recommendation, please.
On December 25th, 2025, officers responded to 5882 Misty View Drive in regards to a fight. Mr. Dodson had intentionally struck his mother's boyfriend, Kirby Thompson, in the face, causing swelling and bleeding and a cut. Mr. Dodson and Mr. Thompson are household members. He then fled on foot and refused to comply with multiple lawful commands to stop. The state's recommendation for battery family violence is 12 months to serve 25 days credit for time served. This is just a straight jail recommendation because he's shown that he does not do well on probation, and he's likely going to have his probation revoked as a result of this case. Second, third, and fourth counts all merge into count 1. Obstruction is a $300 fine. Possession of marijuana is a null pros.
Okay, is he going to be able to pay the fine?
I don't know. Ms. Tortorella?
Yes, Your Honor, he will be able to pay the $300 fine.
Okay, well, so since it's a straight jail case and once he gets out, his balance is suspended, when is he paying the fine?
Your Honor, can he have 30 days to pay?
Okay, I'm going to give him 60 days. He got to get out of jail and get himself straight first. All right, so Mr. Denson, I'm going to accept your plea of guilty to count 6, no low to count 5, and counts 2, 3, and 4 will merge with count 1. Guilty to count 1, I'm sorry. And count 6 will be no pros. So on count 1 is 12 months to serve 25 days, credit for time served, balance suspended as long as you have no new violations of the laws of the state of Georgia. Count 5 will run concurrent with count 1. You'll have $300 fine and 60 days to pay. That'll be $444 with the surcharges. And then count 6 will be no pros. All right.
Yes, ma'am.
Don't forget about the fines and fees when you get out of jail, okay?
Okay.
All right, thank you. You can go back with the sheriff's office.
Okay.
All right.
All right, so we have conferences on Gooch, Harris, and Walsh. We have, we can do the petitions on Letsom and Mathis, and then we do have a plea for Leyva.
Did you want to, are we ready to do Mac at all from the last calendar or no?
Yeah, Mac.
Yes, I would have to speak to her, so, because I've been up here.
Who's got Leyva?
Owen, Attorney Lynch.
Okay, so let's do Leyva. You go ahead and speak with Miss Mack, and then we'll do the petitions after that.
Okay, sounds good, Your Honor.
Mm-hmm.
And Your Honor, can my device be placed in the breakout room with Ms. Mack, please?
You can, hold on. Ms. Mack, I'm gonna put you in breakout room number 1 with Ms. Tortorello. You'll see the announcements pop up in a moment. Mr. Leyva,
Yes, ma'am. Good morning.
raise your right hand for me. Do you solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give in this matter will be true?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can put your hands down, sir. You're before the court on State of Georgia versus Nathan U. Leyva, 2026 CR 00176 for count 1 obstruction. I'm assuming that it was reduced from felony obstruction since I don't preside over felonies. So it is obstruction, but not felony obstruction. Count 2 is simple battery on a police officer. Count 3 is giving a false name, address, or date of birth. Count 4 is criminal trespass, and count 5 is giving false name, address, or date of birth. What is your client plea to the offenses before the court, Mr. Lynch?
Judge, she's going to enter a pleas of guilty to counts 2 and count 4. Count 1, 3, and 5 will be null pros pursuant to the agreement.
All right. By entering a plea of guilty to count 2, simple battery on a police officer, and count 5, giving false name, address, or date of birth, you give up the right to have a trial. Count 4, criminal trespass. You give up the right to have a trial by jury or judge. You give up the right to have the state prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You give up the right to have the presumption of innocence in your favor. You give up the right to confront witnesses, subpoena witnesses, present testimony and evidence on your behalf, to not incriminate yourself. And if you are not a United States citizen, a plea of guilty or no contest could negatively impact your immigration status. Do you understand all of these things?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, factual basis recommendation, please.
Yes, on October 7, 2025, Mr. Leyva committed the crime of criminal trespass when he was found on the property of South Lake Cove Apartments. That's 7509 Jonesboro Road, Jonesboro, Georgia. Without authorization. He had previously been criminally trespassed by the personnel on August 26th of 2025. Yes.
Are we proceeding on false name, address, or date of birth?
Yeah, I don't believe so. But he was, while he was under arrest, he was actively resisting by pulling away and refusing lawful commands. Yes.
Okay. All right. So counts 2 and count 4 recommendation?
Yes. Count 2 is 12 months to serve 95 days credit for time served. And count 4 is 12 months to serve 95 days credit for time served, and this is consecutive. Sorry, concurrent.
So I'm assuming, and I like to clarify this because I don't want people thinking that you just regularly get 95 days on a misdemeanor. Is my understanding that this case was up on in Superior Court and then brought back down to state court. Is that correct?
Judge, I'm not 100% sure if that is the case. That would explain the length of time.
Well, his attorney of record was listed as Doug Smith, who is the public defender, and also the first charge was a felony obstruction. So I'm going to make the leap that the reason he was in for 95 days is not because he was waiting to be heard in state court, but because there was a felony pending.
I believe you're correct, Judge.
All right. So, Mr. Leyva, I'll accept your plea. Counts 2 and 4 will run concurrent. 12 months to serve 95 days credit for time served, balance suspended, as long as you do not go back to 7509 Jonesboro Road, Jonesboro, Georgia, Clayton County. Okay. I don't know who lives there, Mr. Leyva, but don't meet them there.
I got you, ma'am. All right.
All right, thank you. You're free to go at this time. All right, so Mr. Lynch, do you have one of the petitions?
I don't have any of the petitions, but I do think I have at least another.
All right, so y'all are conferencing on Gooch, Harris, Walsh. We're still waiting on Mac. And then we have the two petitions, which are both Ms. Tortorello's. And then we'll do the motions here.
Thank you, Judge. I think Harris is probably done. I'm not sure where the state is, but we are ready to go forward with the plea on Harris.
Quick text. Can you check that for me?
Yes.
Are we ready?
Judge, we're ready to go forward on Ms. Harris.
I'm ready.
Can we bring Ms. Harris?
Good morning, Ms. Harris.
Good morning.
Raise your right hand for me. Do you solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give in this matter will be true?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can put your hand down. All right, so Ms. Harris, you're before the court on 2023 CR 02401 for Whitney DeRay Harris for driving on a suspended or revoked license, count 1, no license, count 2, and no tag expired or invalid tag. So we sent out some notices. It looks like that you never responded to the notices and a bench warrant went out. So this appearance should cancel the bench warrant and we'll take care of that for you. All right, so just for future knowledge, if you move or if the address that the police have from your driver's license is not where you currently are, you need to update the clerk's office, okay?
Okay, so the U.S. Post Office not.
Well, here's the problem. The post office may forward mail, but by the time it gets to where you are, we've probably already had the hearing. So, because it takes a long time. And so people don't understand that even when you forward mail, it doesn't update your address with the court.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, all right. So, Mr. Lynch, what is your client plead to the offenses before the court?
Judge, it's gonna be a guilty to count 3, counts 1 and 2 are null pros pursuant.
All right. By entering a plea of guilty to count 3, no tag expired or invalid tag, counts 1 and 2 will be no pros. You give up the right to have a trial by jury or judge. You give up the right to have the state prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You give up the right to have the presumption of innocence in your favor. You give up the right to confront witnesses, subpoena witnesses, present testimony and evidence on your behalf to not incriminate yourself. And if you are not a United States citizen, a plea of guilty or no contest could negatively impact your immigration status. You understand all of these things?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, factual basis recommendation, please.
Sorry, I was talking and I was on mute.
Yes.
Did you want to stipulate to the no tag
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. 12 months to serve, 1 day credit for time served.
All right. All right, so Ms. Harris, counts 1 and 2 will be no pros. Count 3 is 12 months to serve 1 day, credit for time served, balance suspended, as long as you do not have any other violations of the laws of the state of Georgia. All right, you're free to go, ma'am. And just like I said, if you ever get a ticket, the best way to not mess up is if you get a ticket, make sure you take a picture of it, make sure you calendar the date in your phone and put a reminder of the calendar date, because we all lose the ticket. And the next thing is, if you get court notices and you know you're moving, then you need to contact the clerk's office for the for where your court is directly and tell them, hey, I need to update my address. Okay. All right. Take care, ma'am. Thank you. All right. So Walsh, Mack, Gooch, Lexum, Mathis, and Williams.
Your Honor,
Yes.
we're ready to move forward with a negotiated plea for Ms. Mack.
All right. So Ms. Mack, is she out of the breakout room? 1 second.
Yes, ma'am. She's right. She's on the Zoom.
It's here. Ms. Mack, I'm going to send you a
Yes,
prompt
ma'am.
to ask you to start your video. All right, great. Raise your right hand for me. You solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give in this matter will be true.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so you can put your hand down. You're before the court on state of Georgia versus Kiana Kareen Mack for case 2022 CR 038440 for reckless conduct counts 1 and 2. Ms. Tortorello is representing you. Ms. Tortorello, what is your client plea to the offenses before the court?
Yes, Your Honor. For count 1, reckless conduct, that's going to be guilty under the First Offender Act. And count 2, reckless conduct, that also will be a guilty plea under the First Offender Act.
All right. By entering a plea of guilty under to both counts under the First Offender Act, you give up the right to have a trial by jury or judge. You give up the right to have the state prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You give up the right to have the presumption of innocence in your favor. You give up the right to confront witnesses, subpoena witnesses, present testimony and evidence on your behalf, to not incriminate yourself. And if you're not a United States citizen, a plea of guilty or no contest could negatively impact your immigration status. Do you understand all of these things?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, factual basis recommendation, please.
On April 3rd, 2021, officers found that 2 children who were in her charge, Ms. Mack's charge, were left alone, excuse me, in an unlocked car for an extended period of time. Yes. The state's recommendation for count 1 is 12 months probation, a $300 fine, 40 hours of community service. For count 2, 12 months probation. These are to be served concurrently.
All right. So, Ms. Tortorello, were these Ms. Mack's children?
No, Your Honor, she was 17 years old at the time. She's learned her lesson since then. We are asking, Your Honor, if the balance can be suspended upon her completing her requirements so that she can get this dismissed as soon as possible and sealed.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yeah, Ms. Mack, too many things can happen. Ms. Mack, you got to stay on camera. Hello?
Miss Mack?
Oh, yeah, you don't turn your camera
Okay,
on.
sorry.
Too many things can happen, Ms. Mack, but I'm sure you know that by now. That was a while ago. You were young, you were a child. And so I don't know why you were in charge of other children, but that happens.
Can I speak? This is her mother.
No,
Yes,
Do
come
you need to
on.
speak, ma'am? Because we have resolved this and Miss Mack is grown.
Yes, but she wasn't in possession of the kids. She wasn't
Okay.
in control of any kids. My daughter, Teresa Jones, she had those kids and she's already been through the court and accepted responsibility for it. So it's not fair for her to take on something that had nothing to do with her. She pretty much walked up to the situation and they put charges on her as if she had anything to do with the kids and she was only getting picked up.
Judge.
Yes, Miss Mack? What you want me to know? Talk to me.
I'm just ready to put it behind me, Judge.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
didn't
and Your
have
Honor,
nothing to do with me, Judge.
Hold on, everybody. Let me listen to Miss Mack. Go ahead, ma'am.
Judge, it didn't have anything to do with me. I didn't leave those kids in the car. When they asked me, was I responsible? Teresa came and got those kids. She asked the kids if they want to sit in the car. She had actually had her other kids too. So I'm not thinking that the kids were going to be left alone in the car. I was at a concert. So when she came and got the kids, she did that on her own. I didn't do that. I didn't leave the kids in the car. So when they asked, was I responsible for the kids? I'm thinking, okay, they did ride with me and my mom. So that's why I'm like, okay, in that way, but responsible as bringing the kids in the car and leaving them. No, I did not do that. No, I did not do that. I didn't do that, but I'm just ready to put it behind me.
I don't want her to burn a first offender on this. I don't feel like it was her fault.
I agree with you, Your Honor. I did explain to her that she could take this to trial. And she advised that she wanted to resolve it with what's going on before Your Honor.
The police report says something different, but I don't want to litigate it.
Well, here's the thing. Miss Mack was 17, and if the kids weren't hers, she wasn't ultimately responsible for them. And she just said that police asked her, are y'all responsible for the kids? And she was like, well, they rode with us, but they're not my kids, and I didn't leave them in the car. So them deciding that she's responsible.
Well, the police report says Miss Mack stated that she was the children's babysitter.
At 17, I'm sure she has babysit them. Were you babysitting them on that day, Miss Mack?
No, we had rode to a concert. I wasn't even babysitting. So when she asked Teresa, she left those kids in the car. So when they came with me, they rode with me and my mom. So in my thought process is, okay, they rode with me, but Teresa, she came and got them from where I was at. So I'm like, okay, they did ride with me and my mom did tell me to come up there and get the kids. So I'm like, okay, and that way I am responsible for them, but I am not responsible for bringing them in the car and leaving them in the car. I did not do that. She took them away from me. I didn't walk those kids to the car and put them in the car and just leave. I didn't do that.
Yeah, I'm not good with this plea. I'll
Would the
accept the
state
no-no.
consider-
I'll accept an ordinance violation.
Would the state consider reducing it to an ordinance violation?
Sure.
All right. So you don't have to use your first offender. An ordinance violation does not go on your criminal record. It's not going to be one of those things that keeps you from getting a job or anything. And then it can be what's a good ordinance violation that might fit this? I don't know.
This
Sorry, you trailed out.
No probation. Yeah, I don't think. Yeah.
Okay, we do a disorderly. I'm just asking ASG being disorderly conduct county ordinance.
That works for me.
Give me just a quick second to make sure that the statute matches the facts.
Okay. Okay, so let me explain, Ms. Mack, while they're doing that. A county ordinance is essentially a city violation. You get a ticket for it. The most time you could get for it is 6 months. I'm not foreseeing any time or anything else at this point. And it is not something that will affect your school record or your work record.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Mama, for speaking up.
Thank you.
And also, thank you all for listening to
I'm
me.
gonna listen now. I usually ask a lot of questions. That's why I asked, are those your kids?
Oh, and it's like when I got the call, I sent her up there to see what was going on,
I got you.
and she ended up getting arrested.
Okay.
And that's the worst feeling in the world.
I know.
As a mom, trying to, like, I wasn't there, so I'm trying to see. I knew she was still at the concert. My daughter was gonna pick her up, and I'm like, her husband called me saying something about the officer had the kids, saying that she left the kids in the car. I called Quinaya's phone and tell Quinaya to go and see what is going on.
I got you. You were just trying to do the right thing, Miss Quinaya.
Okay. All right. So I don't think that it matches the facts, but if the court is, if we're sitting here in a consensus about whether she did it or not, and we're saying, no, she didn't really do it, then we should just null process it.
All right, that works. Thank you.
That works. Thank you.
I think that is the best thing.
So,
All right,
Ms.
so
Mack, go ahead. Sorry.
Miss Bing has been kind enough. Thank you. You know, I say this all the time and people don't listen to me. But everybody says, oh, well, you got to have a good lawyer. No, you got to have good lawyers on both sides. Because you got to have lawyers who understand the facts, who are compassionate, who understand that certain things don't fit certain situations. And you don't want just a prosecutor who is, bent on just prosecuting a case. You want a prosecutor who does the right thing. And so I have been blessed with those kind of prosecutors being assigned to my courtroom. So in this
Not
case,
to
Ms.
cut you
Mack,
off. Not to
yes.
cut you off. Do you
Please
know
don't, because she's
Kendra
complimenting me.
Kendra
Yeah,
Robinson?
Miss Mack, she said, don't cut her off, cut me off, because I'm complimenting
Oh,
her.
I'm coming with a bigger compliment because I had spoke to Kendra Robinson about
Oh,
this
yeah, Miss
case,
Robinson.
and she told me, she said, she's in the best hands. She said, from the prosecutors to the public defenders, she said they're awesome. She said they're the best and they have the best integrity. She said that.
Wow, Miss Robinson is great. And so taking that compliment from her for our entire team means a lot because she's been before me a lot. So she knows how we work as a team. And so I really appreciate that. But she's right. You know, we work together to make sure that justice is done, not just that people get prosecuted or people get off on the case, but we make sure that justice gets done. And so, Miss Mack, what you doing with your life?
I'm working.
What you working at?
I'm working at Marksman Security.
Okay. So you planning on making law enforcement a career?
Yes, hopefully.
Okay, well, good. We need police officers. My mama started out as a police officer in Savannah, Georgia. So we need police officers. We need corrections officers. We need probation officers. So we got openings. I'm just saying.
I got you.
All right. Take care of yourself.
Okay. Wait,
All
I
right.
just leave?
Yes, ma'am. You're done.
Thank you, Ms.
Okay.
Bing. Thank you, Judge Hayward.
Leave
Thank
a
y'all.
review.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So the arraignment calendar is complete. Now we have the two, I guess the petitions. Miss Gooch. Have we talked about Miss Gooch? Is that a concern area?
Your Honor, we're gonna.
Ms. Gooch is getting back all the time.
Yes, Your Honor. We're gonna go forward non-negotiated on her.
Okay. All right. And then did we talk about Walsh?
Judge, we did, and I've been talking with Miss bang about that. I need to just get him I need to relay something to him, and we'll either just do a negotiated plea or we'll continue it to such time as we can resolve both cases together, of course, if that is acceptable to the court.
Okay, did you want to move him for a week or 2 weeks?
I probably, can I just talk to him real quick? Because I think he may want to just go ahead and push through his plea, even though it's not necessarily my
Okay, it's up to him. Like I said, I don't know when the other one will come up from magistrate court. So
it's probably going to be 2 weeks, I would imagine, maybe 1 week. I mean, they've been moving them faster sometimes.
They actually have been moving.
It could be a week.
Faster.
I wouldn't put him past it. If they process it today, it could be a week, but I don't know for sure.
Okay, so let's go ahead and do the petitions, and then that way we can get the rest of the stuff lined up after that. So the first one is Letsum.
So other than
all right, Ms. Letsum. Is this Ms. Letsum?
Yes, Your Honor.
Raise your right hand for me. You solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give in this matter will be true.
The truth, yes.
Okay, you have to speak up for me.
Yes.
All right, you can put your hands down. You're before the court on State of Georgia versus Jakima Rolanda Letsum, 20222 CR 01480. And you were before this court for driving under the influence, failure to yield the right of way when turning
Your
left.
Honor, you're muffled. My apologies.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to adjust for that. Is this better?
Still muffled.
Is this better?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so you were before this court for driving under the influence, failure to yield the right of way when turning left on the 15th day of September 2025. You were sentenced to 12 months on probation. You have 7 months and 28 days remaining. It says that you failed to avoid injurious and vicious habits, that you tested positive for alcohol on December 9th, 2025 at the probation office. You also failed to complete a clinical evaluation. You failed to complete a risk reduction course. You have failed to document proof of completing any of the 240 hours of community service that you were ordered to do, and you failed to pay your currently $280 in arrears. Now, Ms. Letsum, you're represented by Attorney Tortorello. Ms. Tortorello, what is going on?
So, Your Honor, my client is having issues, especially with community service, part of her requirements, because she's taking care of her brother who is severely autistic. He has autism spectrum disorder, and her elderly mother. Her daughter's also staying in the home, so her family depends on her financially and for her support. She's also there to assure that her brother does not hit mom because of his severe autism. And so this is a kind of also setting her back. Her job, her schedule fluctuates. There's no telling whether she'll be working 7 days a week at the Walmart warehouse or if she's going to get a day or two off. So that is another reason why she's having issues with the requirements, Your Honor. And we're just asking if probation can be a little flexible with her community service. I believe
Miss Letsum, do you have health care through your job?
Not at the moment. I'm still temporary. I was supposed to hit my 90-day mark on the 15th of this month, but I missed this weekend. So
Will you have health insurance once you pass the 90-day mark?
yes,
Do they have a counseling plan?
yes, they do.
The reason I say this is because you have what looks to be like classic caretaker fatigue.
Mhm.
How long you been caring for your mom?
She retired last year, in January of 2025, right after her birthday, and I've been looking after her ever since.
She's not able to work or care for herself well?
She's able to care for herself to a certain extent, but she's elderly. My mom's 64 years old. Her joints and stuff ain't acting like they used to. So she depends on me to do a lot of stuff for her.
Okay, and how old is your brother?
My brother is 8 years old, and he's been on the autistic spectrum for as long as he's been a kid. So she's been taking care of him, but now he's getting to the point that he's grown, and sometimes he gets out of hand to the point that he don't want to be told anything, and I'm the only one that's like, stepping in when he has a tantrum tantrum.
So let me ask this. Does your mom have, or you have, a guardianship or any kind of thing for him where you all can get some kind of respite?
Well, she's not trying to put him in a respite, and I respect her wishes because she doesn't want her son to be mistreated. But he goes to a program every afternoon. That sort of helps him out. We got him into a program in Clayton County where he's able to get out the house every day and do a work and make a little money. It helps, but when he comes home, we still have to find stuff for him to do. So, I mean, I'm working with my mom because, like I said, she don't want to see her son mistreated, and I don't want to see my brother mistreated.
I get it, but you have you're the oldest daughter.
Yes.
So you got oldest daughter syndrome.
Mhm.
That's where the oldest daughter steps in to take care of everybody. A lot of us have it.
Mhm.
Where you sort of take on responsibility for people, even when they're not like directly your responsibility, you kind of step in and take on responsibility for them.
Yes.
And so it manifests itself in kind of you become last on the list. When was the last time you had a vacation?
I don't remember.
Okay. So this is what we're going to do. Ms. Chang, what's the recommendation on this?
Probation recommends serve 5 days, credit time served since January the 8th, return to probation, test each report, and attend 1 community support meeting per week, and complete the clinical evaluation by January 31st.
The clinical evaluation has been completed. I have evidence in my phone that I paid the $186 to the Miss Garcia, I think.
So you signed up for it. Have you done it yet?
I have done it.
Okay.
Me and Miss Garcia, we have already done it. She told me that she was going to send the information over to Miss Chang, and she said she was going to send me a copy, but I'm in here, so I can't see if I have a copy of it yet.
I got you. So you've done that. So
I
this
have
is
done that.
So Ms. Tortorello, I'm in agreement with the recommendation, but so the community support meeting, that's like AANA, one of those types of meetings. But here's the thing. If you find a counselor through your job, then I'll substitute that for the community support meetings, as long as you let me know that you're meeting with them once a week or like once every 2 weeks through your job. But until that time, you're going to go to the community support meetings. And here's the thing. I feel like you don't have I feel like alcoholism is not your problem. I feel like you're medicating because you're tired and you're overwhelmed and you're taking care of everybody else. And I think that that's your only out. Like you don't even know when I say, when was the last time you had a vacation? You looked at me like I was crazy because you don't even know what that means because you can't get away. Okay. So here's some suggestions. First thing is the warehouse job is kind of chaotic because like you said, you don't know what the schedule is going to be from day to day. Let's get through this probation and let's start thinking about what your skills and abilities are so that you can get maybe a different kind of job. Okay. It might be something where you work from home, where you're doing customer service, so you can be at home when you need to be. It might be something where you may need to get out of the house just for your state of mind, where you're working in a, in a store or you're working somewhere else. Think about, sit down at some point and make a list of your strengths and abilities. Did I finish high school? Do I have some college? Do I have some skills? Can I do hair? Can I do nails? Can I do whatever your skill? Do I want to do plumbing and HVAC? Which I encourage more women to go into those because there's money in it and it's also fun to do. Like you get out of the house, you get to do some stuff physically. And trust me, physical work can help a lot to relieve stress. But start thinking about those things because you're in that classic caretaker crunch of I'm trying to do everything for everybody. But if we don't, I always tell people, if you're in a boat and the boat is sinking, if you don't put the life jacket on yourself, you can't save everybody around you. You got me? Is any of what I'm saying making sense to you?
Makes complete sense.
So what I'm saying is prioritize. You got to sometimes prioritize yourself. Make that list. Start thinking about what it is you really want to do and start looking for those opportunities. Now, people say, oh, there's no jobs, but there really are. There's jobs out there. It's just that you got to put yourself in the mode of fitting into the job. Okay. So make your list. What are your strengths? If you need to, if you know somebody who's good at writing your resume, court cover letters, things like that. If you need, they got online programs that can you help. You can put your stuff into. I'm learning about the AI. Oh my! If you can put all your information into Chat GPT and they will format your resume. You look at it, you make sure it's correct. It's all nice and neat. There's your resume. Boom. So what I'm saying to you is there are ways to get yourself sort of not so much out of this situation, but in a situation where it's more manageable. Okay.
Okay.
Now, so I do want you to go to community support meetings. I find an AA meeting or some type of meeting like that near you, just because you will find people who are going through a lot of the same things you're going through, and they will help you find coping skills, or they will just let you vent because you can't just vent at home because everybody got something. But if you can go into a room where other people are venting and you got your specific time to vent and get it off your chest, sometimes that's a lot of what we need. You got me?
Yes.
Am I seeing you?
You seeing me?
Okay. All right. Because when I looked at you when you came in here, your eyes weren't bright. You just looked tired. And I get that eldest daughter syndrome because I'm one. So, I get all that comes with that, especially when you have a special needs adult in your life, especially when and then your mom, she may have joint problems, but 64 is not old. Trust me. These new ages, 64 is not old. So she may need to look into getting some help for her joints or getting into a class like a stretching class like yoga or some kind of movement, because the more you move, the better you feel. Okay. So that might help her do better. You got me? All right. So I'm going to accept the recommendation. 5 days credit for time served. You should be released today. Return to probation. You're going to test at each report, and you'll have one community support meeting per week. And you'll produce the information about your clinical evaluation when you meet with Miss Chang, okay?
All right.
All right. Any questions you got for me?
No, I don't.
Okay, so now that you know I see you and I'm pushing for you, start thinking about one thing a day you can do to prioritize yourself.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
All right. All right, you can go back to sheriff's office.
Your Honor, her next appointment,
Yes.
Ms. Letsom, if you'll report next Tuesday, January the 20th at 9:30 a.m.
Next Tuesday, 9:30 a.m.
Yes.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, take care of yourself, Ms. Letson.
All right.
Judge, for Mr. Walsh, we are asking that the court continue the case for 1 week. I'm going to file the waiver today. I'm hoping potentially he can get bound, his case can come across the solicitor's desk in that amount of time. But if not, then we'll resolve it.
All right, no problem.
I don't think so.
Judge, do you want to reset that for 2 weeks from now to be safe, or is 1 week good?
1 week is fine.
Oh, I forgot. So you got 2 police left?
I got, and then I got a non-negotiated.
Just as an update, we are gonna do respectfully 2 weeks out, Mr. Lynch, on Wash.
Okay,
That's
Ms.
just
Val,
the
okay.
word for the, yeah.
I'm not going to be able to help you with it.
One second, sir. Let me just finish typing this up. All right, is this Mr. Mathis?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so Mr. Hakeem Aman Mathis, you're before the court on State of Georgia versus Hakeem Aman Mathis, 2024 CR 04135. Raise your right hand for me. Do you solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give in this matter will be true?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can put your hands down. So you're before the court on battery family violence plea on the 21st day of May 2024. You're sentenced to 12 months on probation. You have 1 month and 17 days remaining. You failed to report on October 29th, December 17th, December 19th, February 7th of 2025. I'm sorry, December 19th of 2024. February 7th of 2025, February 11th of 2025, March 3rd of 2025, and you last reported on January 7th of 2025. You failed to document proof of enrolling in and participating in a family violence intervention program, and you failed to document proof of completing 40 hours of community service. your $1,180 in arrears. Ms. Tortorella, what's going on with Mr. Mathis?
Yes, Your Honor. So just to place on the record again, we are stipulating to the facts. We're moving forward, not negotiating. We're asking Your Honor for him to serve 20 days instead of the a month and 17 days probation is asking. He's already served 6 days. What's going on with my client, Your Honor, is he has a felony probation and on top of this probation before Your Honor, and the felony probation has also demanded a lot from him. On top of that, he works at a warehouse, Radel Warehouse in Locust Grove. He earns $17 an hour. He pays the mother of his child about $200 a week to assist her with their child. So it's all about, he can't really afford probation, unfortunately. He has a job, he has a child to take care of, and a felony matter.
Ms. Chang?
Your Honor, our recommendation is to serve the balance, which is a month and 17 days.
Like him having a felony probation is not helpful, Ms. Tortorello. I mean, because as the saying goes, he brought that on himself. Mr. Mathis, you got to start making better choices. How old are you?
Now 24.
24?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, come closer, because I want to hear you clearly. How many children do you have, Mr. Mathis?
I have one 4-year-old and one on the way.
Okay, so you couldn't come to probation, but you could make another child.
Yeah, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Mr. Mathis, let me talk to you. Let me just be real with you. You can't afford another child. You got one coming, but you can't afford one. Condoms are cheaper than child support or child care. If you're in a situation where you're juggling felony probation, misdemeanor probation, a warehouse job, you mess up on probation, you go back to jail, how you think, what sense did it make for you to go ahead and get you another baby?
Nah, you correct. Not absolutely not.
I can't hear you. Speak up.
Absolutely not. You correct.
I know. And at 24 years old, you do not have to populate the earth. You really don't. You can have sex. I don't know if anybody told you, but you can have sex without producing a child. They got means and abilities now. Like I said, condoms are cheaper than child support or child care. But it's not fair to keep bringing babies into a situation where the baby's going to be with the mama. You're going to be in and out of an orange jumpsuit. Your warehouse job is now going to have to be split between the two babies and you trying to keep a roof over your head. That's not enough money. And I'm going to just tell you, I'm going to be real straight up with you. For one parent to take care of one child, like if it was a single person living on their own in a apartment, trying to take care of one child, that's at a minimum about $4,000 a month. We're talking about rent. We're talking about insurance for the car. We're talking about child care if they work. We're talking about medical care for themselves and for the child. They're talking about food. We're talking about clothing. And babies and kids need clothes all the time. And so when somebody has a baby, but they don't have at least $2,000 to $2,500 on it per month, then you're just creating a bill for somebody else and a human being who's going to go without because you can give sperm, but you can't give support. And that's not fair. You hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
So this baby is coming. What you need to do is straighten up and fly right. There's some foolishness right here. First of all, you didn't even do the family violence intervention program that I ordered you to do. That was the program that should keep you from having this kind of thing happen again, because you learn how to communicate and how to manage your emotions. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, having babies is stressful. And if you're not a grounded person who knows how to communicate, then it comes out in battery cases and you get arrested, as opposed to you knowing how to handle your anger and your frustrations. Because, sir, you too broke to have two kids. You're not set up to have two kids. Did you graduate high school?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Did you go any further than high school?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So you're in a world with a high school diploma where everybody's asking for a college degree. For the jobs that you don't require a college degree, you need skills. You can't be a car mechanic now because all of that is computerized. When we're talking about HVAC, plumbing, things are moving so quickly that you got to take classes and courses and be updated periodically, because you got to learn about the new products coming out to be able to service people's homes and businesses. So what I'm saying to you is, you got to sit down at some point and decide how you're going to live the rest of your life. In 6 years, you'll be 30 years old, but you know what? It's going to pass like a blink of an eye. I've been on this bench 10 years. I remember my first day walking into this courtroom. Do you understand? So when I tell you it's going to pass like that, A, don't make no more babies. B, start thinking about how you're going to make more money to take care of these babies. C, complete your felony probation and your misdemeanor probation and get back out there and start working to take care of these kids you made. Do you understand? And I don't just mean financially, because kids deserve somebody who's there for them when they're sick, when they need somebody to talk to, when they have trouble at school, somebody's going to sit there and make sure they do their homework, somebody's who's going to go and talk to the teachers, who's going to go to their sports events, who's going to go to their dance classes. That's what kids need. They don't just need some drive-by daddy who sees them every once in a while and drops off some Pampers. So be a father, not a baby daddy.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So this is what we're going to do. Miss Tortorello is asking for 20 days. Miss Chang is asking for a month and a half because she is done with you not showing up. We're going to do 30 days. You're going to complete the 30 days, and then your probation is going to be suspended as long as you do not have any contact with the alleged victim in the probation. If that is the person who is having one or more of these children, you're going to go through the Superior Court to get access to your children by establishing the Fab Five: paternity, legitimation, custody, visitation, and child support. You can do that through the Superior Court. But Mr. Mathis, it's not a cute thing to keep saying, to say you got a baby on the way, but you can't afford a baby. You know, men always crowing about, yeah, you know, I got another baby on the way. But if they can't crow about the fact that they're a father, that they're active in their child's life, when their child is sick, they walk the floor with them. And so when the child looks at their daddy's face, they feel better. If they can't really crow about that and be excited about that, then just a biological fact of you had some sperm to leave in a place, that ain't nothing to brag about. We clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we're going to do 30 days. Once you have served the 30 days in the Clayton County Jail, the balance will be suspended as long as you have no contact with the victim of this case. And then once you're finished, if you wish to establish a connection to your children, even if the mama is not the victim of this case, you still need to do the Fab Five. Because that whole thing of where people say, well, he signed the birth certificate, that's foolishness. That's not legal. That's barbershop. So my husband and I joke all the time about what's legal and what's barbershop talk. Don't believe what they say in the barbershop. Go to Superior Court and get all of those things established. Your first thing is, though, you got to figure out who you are and how you're going to make more money, because you need more to support these children. All right? Okay. So that'll be 30 days. You can go back with the sheriff's office.
Your Honor, just to clarify, would he be getting credit for the 6 days he's already served for this?
Yeah, I'll give him the little 6 days.
Thank you.
He's done? Yeah, he's done. Oh, who's next?
Gooch.
This is Miss Gooch.
Yes, Your Honor.
Good morning, Miss Gooch.
Good morning.
Miss Gooch, when are we going to stop seeing each other like this?
Hopefully right now is the last time we're gonna see each other like this. I was really trying to work on going home or try to get into a rehab or something, but I'm not sure if I wanna do it here or if I wanna go back to Michigan and do it there. This is where our family's at.
You're from Michigan?
Yes, ma'am.
There may be more programs there that might be available to you, and you also might have some support there. That's all I'm saying. But you're before the court on State of Georgia versus Chandra Jasmine Gooch, 2026 CR 00105 for criminal trespass. Raise your right hand for me. Do you solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give in this matter will be true?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can put your hands down. So you're before the court represented by Ms. Tortorello. Ms. Tortorello, what does your client plead to the offense before the court?
Nolo, Your Honor.
Okay, by entering a plea of nolo to criminal trespass, you give up the right to have a trial by jury or judge. You give up the right to have the state prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You give up the right to have the presumption of innocence in your favor. You give up the right to confront witnesses, subpoena witnesses, present testimony and evidence on your behalf, to not incriminate yourself. And if you are not a United States citizen, a plea of guilty or no contest could negatively impact your immigration status. Do you understand all of these things?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, factual basis recommendation, please.
Yes, on December 21st, 2025, officers were dispatched to 1070 Helen Street in reference to a suspicious person. There were 3 calls. They were all about Ms. Gooch going inside people's homes or trying to go inside of people's homes, twisting doorknobs, throwing trash in people's yards, going inside of garages. The state's recommendation is 12 months to serve, 110 days, credit for 23 days. Now, Ms. Gooch, just for some context, was on suspended probation as of November 4th of 2025. Then she committed new CT crimes on the 21st. It seems to the state that she does not do well on probation, and her prior confinement was 90 days. So we just went up a little bit from there. So that's the basis for the 110-day recommendation.
All right, Ms. Tortorello?
Yes, Your Honor. So she has served 24 days already for this since lockup. We're asking, Your Honor, for 30 days from day to day with obviously credit for the 24 days. Your Honor, she was looking for a friend's house that day. She thought the house was Mr. Steve, who was her friend. She was waiting for him inside the garage, Your Honor. Per the police report, nothing was taken from the garage. The alleged victims confirmed this with officers that nothing was missing from inside the garage. This is not a burglary charge, Your Honor. This is a simple case of she mistakenly went into somebody's home who she thought it was her friend's home. We're just asking for a total of 30 days, Your Honor, and balance suspended. Credit for time served, 24 days.
Ms. Gooch has some history with me, and Ms. Gooch has a really bad meth problem.
That's what I was oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, ma'am.
I'm wrong, Ms. Gooch?
No, I didn't say you're wrong. I was going to ask you for resources as well before we get finished with this for like treatment program.
Ms. Gooch does need resources desperately. I'm not sure how to get them to her. I am open to anybody telling me anything that might help Ms. Gooch. The main thing that is the issue is she doesn't have any support here. Ms. Gooch is here, and I don't think she has any family in this area. Is that correct, Ms. Gooch?
Yes, ma'am.
So,
Yeah,
Ms.
I
Gooch,
have a couple friends, but not many.
yeah, Ms. Gooch is in survival mode. And part of the whole situation was probably, there might have been a Steve, there might not have been a Steve. There might have been a Steve that she barely knew, and he gave her information that she followed up on. So all that part is hazy. But the reason that Ms. Gooch is in the situation that she's in is because of her addiction. I am open to anybody who can tell me of a program that might help Ms. Gooch, of something we can do to keep Ms. Gooch off the street. And I know she spent a considerable amount of time in the Clayton County Jail, but I'm not sure that's helping anybody.
Someone actually just gave me a phone number for some resources for a program. It's called Pearls of Grace, but I don't know. I've not been able to check into it. I just got that today.
Okay, so here's the thing. I'm going to do 45 days for Ms. Gooch. And if Ms. Gooch can contact this program, or Ms. Tortorello, if you want to contact the program on her behalf, if they're willing to take Ms. Gooch, I will let her out at any point into the loving arms of the people at the treatment program. So if you check into that and she's able to get in, then I'll release her into their treatment program.
Well, besides that, it's 45 days. Do I get credit for time served, ma'am?
Yeah. Yes.
Sorry.
Okay, and Miss Bing, what was the municipality for 1070 Helen Street?
Yes, that is Forest Park.
Okay, thank you. All right, so Miss Gooch, I'll accept your NOLO. I'll send you to 12 months to serve 45 days, giving you credit for 24 days. Balance will be suspended, and as long as you do not go back to 1070 Helen Street, Forest Park, Clayton County, Georgia. If you are able to enter a rehabilitation program, then the court will allow you to go directly to that program and will modify your sentence such that you can go into the rehabilitation program.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
All right, I'm pulling for you, Ms. Gooch. I hate to see you come back, but in some ways I'm kind of hopeful every time I see you, because I realize that when I see you, that means nothing really bad has happened. You're still here. But I'm hoping that we can some point get you some help to move out of this situation.
Thank you so much, John.
Do you not return to that address?
Yeah, no go to that address.
Yes.
And thank you for.
All right, Ms. Gooch, take care.
Thank you. I'll follow up with the girls. Okay. Okay, thank you, ma'am. You're welcome. You too.
All right, so, I think the only thing we have left is Williams.
Did Harris, was Harris resolved, Your Honor?
Yeah, Harris was a plea.
Okay. So yes, Your Honor.
All right, so bring him out.
Williams.
Mr. Williams, raise your right hand for me. Do you solemnly swear or affirm any testimony you give in this matter will be true? Okay. Mr. Williams, you can put your hand down. So, Mr. Dontarius Lamar Williams, you're before the court on 2025 CR 10550. You were before this court for battery, family violence, battery, simple battery, family violence, simple battery, and cruelty to children. You entered a plea to battery, family violence. Counts 2, 3, and 4 merged, and count 5 was no prost. You are asking this court to allow you to withdraw your plea. You're represented by the law firm of Lister, Holt, and Dennis. Miss MJ Tortorello is your attorney, and she'll be representing you in this hearing. Please understand that you are not required to give testimony or evidence in this case. You have a Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination. If you do converse with your attorney and decide to testify, then please understand that anything that you say may be used against you in any in the prosecution of this case or any subsequent prosecution. So please make sure that you have discussed whether you will testify or not with your attorney, and that then the court will determine that you have made that decision freely and voluntarily. The state is represented by Associate General Counsel. Associate Solicitor General Stephanie Bing on the other side. So, Ms. Tortorello.
Yes, Your Honor. So we're asking for my client to be able to withdraw from his plea on good cause grounds, specifically for lack of voluntariness. Mr. Williams' plea was not knowing, voluntary, and intelligent. He entered a plea due to a significant misunderstanding of law and facts that he alleges counsel failed to correct. He is still in jail, Your Honor, so any decision that will be made today before this court, he won't have a chance. He wants to have a chance to fight it, so it's this has prejudiced him, and it has delayed his process of going to trial.
Okay, who represented him on his plea?
I did, Your Honor.
Well, okay, so you're professing to ineffective assistance?
No, Your Honor, I'm just saying his allegations. His allegations are that I failed to correct him. I know per our conversations, I thoroughly explained to him his rights. But I would let Mr. Williams, if you want to express to the court.
Well, first of all, we got several issues. Can you represent him where you're the person that he's alleging failed to give him the proper counsel? Second of all, y'all are about to breach attorney-client privilege. third of all, I don't know that you can stand before the court after you represented somebody and then say, I didn't represent them right.
Your Honor, I'm not saying that I didn't represent him right. I'm just
But
saying
that's
that,
what you are, because think about it. Now, this is why I'm saying I don't know if you're the right person to bring this motion on his behalf, because you are not separate from your client. You are your client when you're speaking to the court. Your client is saying his attorney did not give him proper counsel and was ineffective in helping him to understand the import of his plea. You are that attorney. And so, unless even if you are representing his interests because he's the one who's wanting to present this argument, I'm not sure you can do that, because think about it this way. If you're promoting his argument, you're admitting to being ineffective.
yes, and that's
You
not
can't say that you were effective in representing him and still say that he wants to open his plea and withdraw it because you were ineffective. And so I'm not sure that you're the right person to argue this case.
Your Honor, I don't think it was his intention to say that he had an effective counsel, but at any rate, Your Honor, if he does express that he feels that way, I will have to provide him with a conflict attorney.
Well, we need to do that because Ms. Tortorello, here's the thing. At some point as attorneys, we have to mature to the point where we can represent our client's interests, but sometimes if what they're saying doesn't make any sense, we got to be clear on that. Because he wants to go forward with the withdrawal of his plea. If you know that that's not what happened, then you can't stand before this court and represent it. You can't say, well, he wants to go forward with the withdrawal of his plea because he was not knowingly, voluntarily, or intelligently entering into the plea, which is the job of his attorney to make sure that he understands it before we go forward. And when I ask him, and I go over the rights, like some judges will be like, oh, attorney, did you go over his rights with him? No, I go over them separately. And I ask, did you understand these rights? And I wait until they say yes. And then if I'm concerned at all about the person's cognitive ability or mental health, I will ask, are there any concerns? And if the attorney tells me, yes, there were some concerns, but I believe that he is competent at this time, then we might go over some other stuff. But that then and only then will I go forward. But just because he wants to withdraw his plea, it's got to have a basis. You don't just have to bring everything that the person says to the court. Some stuff is valid and some stuff isn't. I'm not going to go forward with this motion unless he has conflict counsel, because you can't represent that he's saying that he wasn't made apprised of his rights and entered into a plea willingly when you stood beside him as he entered into the plea.
Yes,
that makes no sense. No, sir, I don't want to hear from you. The only reason I don't is because I don't want you to jeopardize. Right now, you still have attorney-client privilege. Right now, you still have your Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination. I would prefer that you have another attorney to bring this motion and tell me why I should hear this, because it is essentially based on your attorney not apprising you and standing beside you while you accepted the terms and conditions of this plea and this sentence without making sure that you were clear on everything that was supposed to happen thereafter. And so Ms. Tortorello is not the person who can stand beside you and promote this motion. So we'll move this. Ms. Val, can we get conflict attorney for Mr. Williams? We'll move this for 2 weeks, and then we'll hear that. Hopefully we'll be able to get him conflict counsel in that amount of time. All right. Mr. Williams, I don't want to hear from you. I don't want you to break your privilege. Because if you're gonna undo your plea, you're still gonna be on a trial calendar for trial. So even if you undid your plea, you'd still be in jail at this point because you don't have, so I'm not doing this. All right, Ms. Val, let's get Mr. Williams, conflict counsel. Deputy, take Mr. Williams back. All righty.
Noted.
Thank y'all.
Judge, before we sign off, can you just quickly go through the calendar?
Sure. All right. So the on the arraignment calendar, hey, Deputy Castro, how you doing? So on the
Only
arraignment
the
calendar,
Judge.
oh, the jail calendar.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So Curry was a plea. Denson, no, yeah, Curry was a plea. Denson was a plea. And Gooch.
I've got Gooch.
I'm sorry.
I got Gooch already.
Okay, Harris was a plea. Letsum was a stipulation and agreement. Leyva was a plea. Mathis is going to be 30 days
Yes,
on the stipulation. I mean, a 30-day revocation. Walsh is a 1 week continuance. I'm sorry, 2 week continuance. And then Williams is a 2 week continuance. And appointment of conflict counsel.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Your Honor?
Yes.
We have somebody that just walked in, Perkins Taekwon. He said he had court today, but I don't see him on the calendar.
All right. Bring him up. Let me see who he is. Yes, sir.
How you doing?
Speak up, sir.
How you doing? How you doing?
Fine. What's your name?
Taekwon Perkins.
Taekwon Perkins.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't know of Mr. Perkins. Your name is not ringing a bell. Can someone look up Mr. Perkins and see where he's supposed to be? Yes, sir.
I'm out on bail and I called my bills bond me and they told me I had court today. So
Okay, you're gonna have to speak up for me, Mr. Perkins. It's hard for me to hear.
that I'm out on bail and I called my bills bond me and they told me I had court today. Room 304.
Okay, that's usually us. Hold on just a second. Let's see where we need you. Okay.
How's his first name spelled?
How you spell your first name?
Tiquan Perkins.
Tiquan. What part of New York you from?
I'm from Queens.
Brooklyn.
Nah.
Where Brooklyn at?
You don't do Brooklyn.
Oh, it says he's on a bond forfeiture calendar, but I didn't receive a bond forfeiture calendar.
All right.
Today at 2 p.m.
I don't have a bond forfeiture calendar either. Do we have a bond forfeiture calendar today?
It's on your list, but I didn't get one issued. So
Miss Powell?
My notes say that today was only supposed to be the jail calendar. I'm checking CPU 8, but our calendar notes that we only had a jail and arraignment calendar this morning.
I'm sorry, Miss Powell, what were you saying?
Sorry, I've got this.
So Mr. Perkins showed up.
Okay. Judge, can you hear me now?
Yes.
I was saying that I'm checking CPUA, but our calendar for the week, for the month states that we only had a jail and arraignment calendar this morning. So there wasn't
a bond forfeiture. Today's the 13th or the 12th?
Today's the 13th.
Today's the 13th.
Oh, okay. We had one yesterday. Yeah, just 2 calendars today.
Right, but it does say on his file, 113 at 2 p.m. Oh, this was last year, 113/2025 at 2 p.m.
Okay, now we're cooking with grease. All right, so Mr. Perkins, this is what I need you to do.
Yes, ma'am.
I need you to go downstairs to the first floor.
Mhm.
You're gonna go, when you come through the double doors, once you get off the elevators, you're gonna go to your left and you're gonna go to the state court clerk's office. The name is gonna be right above the door. It's at the end of the hall, as you go to your left. Okay, so when you go in to the clerk's office, tell them that you need to update your mailing address and your contact information. Okay. All right, because what happened was I don't know what happened last year, but you went missing, and then your bonding company probably had the information, but they just didn't read the date right. But that's a good thing because we're gonna go ahead and get you signed up so that you can get your notices, and that way we can release the bench warrant, okay?
All right, so would it be like any jail time today, or I'm just?
No, that's why I'm telling you. I'm gonna do a bench warrant set aside. So if somebody will send me for Mr. Taekwon Perkins a bench warrant set aside, then I'll go ahead and set aside the bench warrant. But you got to go downstairs and change your address, okay? You need to do that today. And so this is what I need you to do. It's got to be an address where you can get mail consistently.
Yes, ma'am.
Like if it's somebody else's address, make sure they're gonna give you your mail.
Yes, ma'am.
If it's your address, just make sure that you see something from the courthouse that's notice of a hearing.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, because we don't send out notices saying we're gonna arrest you. They just arrest you.
Yes.
So don't hesitate to open the envelope. So, but now what I need you to do, like I said, is go downstairs, just tell them in the clerk's office that you need to change your address, and they're gonna ask your name and everything, okay?
Right.
All right, and this is to avoid you getting arrested.
All right.
All right, thank you, Mr. Perkins. Happy New Year, and I'm glad you showed up right before we were about to get up out of here.
Thank you. Do I come back upstairs, or are they gonna take care of everything downstairs?
No, they'll take care of you downstairs. I'm gonna leave you with this. The bridge is over. Take care, Mr. Perkins.
Enjoy it. Have a good day, y'all.
All right, I'll see you next time.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Deputy Castro.
Thank you.
All right, y'all take care.
Judge, I'm about to give you a quick call.
The what?
I'm about to give you a call.
Who's video calling?
I am about to call you.
Oh, okay, hold on.